Hey, good morning, FEG. Hey, just got to talk to you about a few things. Pay attention. There were some things I said last week that was completely misinterpreted. That truthfully weren't even close to truth. That people try to quote back to our team about not rescuing all that kind of stuff. Make sure you pay attention because we're just not going back and forth about it. Look, today is a different day. Today is Wednesday. We're going to be here late tonight, Marcus and I. And we're going to be here late for several reasons, which I'll talk to you about now. Part of it is going to be we need to find out if some of you actually have the ability to do this job, or do we need to part ways? And that means that your ability to be able to get a route done in this designated time. These routes are about 9 hours and some odd minutes to get done. You got people here who are taking 11 hours, some of you 12 hours to do a 9-hour route. That just doesn't cut it. That we can't survive that way. I can't financially survive that way. It's better for me to just cut bait and let those people go. So therefore, we're going to find out if you can do your own route. When it comes to rescuing and things of that nature, if people want hours, they'll have the ability to do it. But for those who don't, we're not even going to ask you to do it. We'll ask, but we're not going to ask you or force you to stay. But for some of you, you're going to be out here pretty late tonight. And at the end of it, you're probably going to be pretty pissed off because it's 12 o'clock when you're going home or later. And you may say, this isn't the right job for you. And it probably isn't, because you have to do your job according to what the job is expected. We expect you to be able to get these routes done in the right amount of time. Now, we've been screwed up in the warehouse, but that's not unusual, right? And it's going to probably be worse as we get deeper into peak and as we get more activity. You have to organize your totes. You have to organize your day. I hear people say, I'm working out of 4 totes. Well, if you're organizing your first tote, you're not working out of 4 totes. That means you're not organizing your totes. That means you're going out there, and as you get to a job, you're looking for packages. You shouldn't be doing that. You should have your packages before you drive to the address. If you don't, you're doing it wrong, right? If you're not organized, that's your fault. And this isn't rocket science that we're doing. This is not complicated. It's not hard. It can be frustrating. That's for darn sure. But it's not difficult, right? Take the time, organize your totes, organize your stuff. That means pull over. For the 5 or 10 minutes that it takes to organize yourself, it'll save you hours. It'll say over the course of an entire day. So just organize yourself. Get yourself together. Move at the pace you're supposed to be. Get off the doggone phone. You spend all the time on the phone not doing your job. You know we can see this stuff, right? I don't know if you realize that, right? We can see the delays, the stop. There's heat maps on everything. We can see all these things. And we've allowed way too many people to get away with way too much for way too long. But I don't know if you're paying attention or not. But if you look very closely, a lot of faces you saw, you aren't seeing now. And there's a lot of it because of these kind of games, these kind of things. Like, I'm not one to be difficult or hard on people. I try not to be, right? And I try to give people an opportunity. But some of you are taking advantage of the opportunity. Because it's either a couple of things that's wrong. Either you don't have the ability to do this job in the time it takes. And if that's the case, we understand. You just don't have the ability to do it. Or you're not organized and you're not trying hard enough. Or you're milking me, right? I have the biggest problem with milkers, right? You're just taking advantage of it. That's an easy cut for me. People who just don't have the ability, we try to give you tips and things, but if you don't have the ability, just don't have the ability. This is peak. We can't afford to keep people here who can't get these routes done because it affects everybody else. People are getting in 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. They got families too. Nobody wants to be out that late, especially when they finish their own route and they're out there just helping somebody who just sucks. Right? You just suck. You suck. And it's because you won't listen, or you're not organized, or you're too slow. And you don't have to speed to do this job. You never have to speed. You can do the speed limit all day and still get done way ahead of the Amazon expectation, right? So we'll show you the plan. We'll show you what time you're supposed to be back. You got to be able to maintain that. If you don't, and I got to say this because I need to say it to some people who've been with me probably almost from when we first started. I don't care how long you've been here. If you can't get this job done, I'm going to remove you during peak season. And I'm not taking you back because that means you just didn't care. You got to do your job. And today we're going to find out if you have the ability to do it. It's going to be people out there extremely late tonight trying to get their route done. And it's on you. And at the end of the day, we may come to the conclusion that this isn't right for you. And I understand. I don't hold any ill feelings. I know some of you might because you feel like we should just keep you employed in spite of your issues. We can't do it because it hurts everybody else. Get out there, let's do your job. When you get to the warehouse, scan your packages. Get on the road, let's go. Organize your stuff when you get to your first stop. I don't want to see people pulling back over to the building talking about you got to organize your stuff. Do it at your first stop. I don't need to see anybody or they stayed at that warehouse. Do it at your first stop. Move out there, get out there in the area you're supposed to be in, then organize yourself. I have no time nor patience for games anymore. And most of you probably seeing this, right? Because I find myself a little bit out of character, getting really frustrated with a few people because I've been trying to tolerate and trying to be understanding, especially right now, the holiday season, and people have family, have children. I never want to affect that. But you're an abuser, you're a person who doesn't care, you're a person who won't do what you're supposed to do. You brought that on yourself. And if you're not mature enough to do the right thing for yourself and for your family, that's on you. I'm not going to hold myself accountable for that anymore. Do your jobs. Do your jobs to the expectation. Put forth the right effort. Make sure you take care of these trucks. This truck's better be clean. Every gas card better be in it when we give it back to you. If you don't have a gas card before you leave, you let us know. You need to make sure that your phones are working, that they're charging. You should see the little lightning bolt on it if you got it hooked up to the charger. If it's not, you need to catch us before you go out there. Because what we're not going to do is have you getting out to the field and then saying, oh, I just realized my phone isn't charging. That's your responsibility. You need to check your truck out. Make sure your tires, all those things are the way they're supposed to be. Don't get out to the field and then tell us, oh, you know what? I realized this tire is bald and there's a screw in it. You should have saw that, right? I get it if it's a new screw in it, but some of that stuff is already there. We get that stuff fixed before you go out. I can't do immaturity anymore. I can't do people who won't do right. I can't do it. It's affecting me in too many ways right now. And I don't want everybody else suffering with me with a bad attitude because I've been letting people who suck stay around here. We're going to fix part of it tonight, right? This is just one day. And then we'll do it again and do it again. And we'll get to the point where we'll only have the people here who can do right. Please don't put me in a position where I have to show you how serious I am. Just do your jobs. It's not hard. Nothing about what we do is hard. Frustrating. That warehouse is extremely frustrating. But you know what? Once you get out of there, you got packages. We deliver them. We do the best that we can, right? And if we tell you got failed pickups, that means you got to scan those and you have to deliver them. If they're on you, you have to deliver them. If you get 20 minutes away because when you were going through that tote and you didn't stop because you said, oh, I don't see this on my itinerary, you're supposed to call us. If you got to go back, you're just going back. And if you come to the conclusion, like, I'm not, I just refuse to, then you just refuse to work here. And I'm cool with that too. So come on, everybody, let's do what we're supposed to do. Look, this company was started with the intent of doing everything for God's glory, right? Doing the best that we can, helping people have the best lives that we can. We're a stepping stone for you, right? We help you until you can get the opportunity that you really want. But while you're here, I expect you to do the best that you can. I expect you to bring your family glory. Do the right things. God asks you to bless this team, take care of them, watch over them, and protect them. Nothing more important than the people, right? Packages, finances, all those things are nice, Lord, but you take care of, you provide. I'm not worried about that because you always have. What I am worried about is making sure that people are safe and that they are blessed. So bless their lives, bless their families' lives. Do something incredible, something great. Inspire them to be the best versions of themselves. Inspire me to be the best version of myself. I pray your covering all over them, your blessings. Let your angels surround them. Let them experience overflow. I ask you for this in Jesus' name. Amen.